Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and I have not been looking forward to this one. The Premier League season is finally over, and it's time to look back at my predictions I made last September. When I made my championship predictions video, I got 3 right, so let's hope I can get remotely close to that, but probably not. Let's just get into it. 20th West Brom. It is so critical for a newly promoted club to spend big in the transfer window and survive in the top flight, but they've signed absolutely nobody. And with a squad full of lower league sludge, they are without a doubt going down. Alright, we're not up to a bad start by any means, because West Brom had a season to easily forget. Slaven Bilic lasted until Christmas, and even Big Sam Allardyce couldn't keep this club up. I was right that West Brom were going to go down, but they didn't finish 20th, they finished 19th. 19th, Aston Villa. They stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season, but only for what? 38 more games? I'm sorry, but you can't stay up in the Premier League relying on Jack Grealish and Tyrone Mings, and with Dean Smith still in charge, I think Villa fans would rather jump off a cliff. Not only have Aston Villa not finished second from bottom, 11th in the league. This team spent most of the season contesting for Europe, and they also stuck 7 past Liverpool. But I'm sorry, who the hell saw Aston Villa staying up in the first place? But Dean Smith proved me wrong, and he is a Premier League standard coach, and Jack Grealish turned out to be a superstar. Good Christ. 18th Fulham. Your Golden Boot winner's injury woes are still unknown, and this is basically the same squad that got relegated 2 years ago, so I think history will repeat itself, and you'll go down. Yes, let's go, my first one right. Fulham had a terrible start to the season, but they picked it up during the winter, snagging a win at Anfield, and picking up key draws at Man United and Arsenal. But they absolutely folded like a piece of paper and were relegated very, very quickly. But hey, we got our first one right. 17th Crystal Palace. If Wilfried Zaha leaves the club, they're fucked. He will be the only reason Crystal Palace survives relegation. I mean, was I wrong? Wilfried Zaha has had one of his best seasons in years, and that was while battling injuries for the past 4 or 5 months. I don't know why I keep thinking Zaha is going to leave, because he never does. And Palace weren't as bad as I thought they would be this year. Roy Hodgson finished off his coaching career with a comfortable 14th place finish, and to no surprise, another wrong prediction. And at least it can't get much worse. 16th West Ham. Or maybe it can. Let's start off with the fact that your delusional ass owners think this squad can play in Europe. As far as I'm concerned, this squad can't hit the side of a barn if their life depended on it. 6th in the league, Europa League football. Maybe I'm the delusional one. David Moyes has gotten this team through an early fixture list from hell, and they nearly qualified for the Champions League. Thomas Souček, Aaron Cresswell, Declan Rice, Vladimir Gufal, and Jesse Lingard take a bow. What a season for the Hammers. 15th Newcastle. With Steve Bruce still in charge and Mike Ashley wanting nothing more than to get the hell out of there, Newcastle will still be a below average club. Well, they didn't finish 15th, but it's actually been a pretty productive season for Newcastle. Steve Bruce nearly got sacked in March, but he helped get this team from 17th all the way up to 12th. Callum Wilson was a goal machine, Carl Darlow held his own while Dubravka was injured, and Joe Willock came in on loan and lit up the score sheet. Fair play. 14th Brighton. I agree that Brighton are a mid-table club, but they'll be nowhere near relegation. Keeping Lewis Dunk and Ben White will keep the Seagulls in a state of boring, stale-ass football. While it may seem that Brighton were in a relegation battle this season, they really weren't. Whenever they were 17th in the table, Fulham and West Brom were either relegated already or miles away in points. And this is guaranteed the safest 16th place finish Graham Potter will ever be in. And just another one wrong. 13th Leeds. They're not going to finish top half, but they won't be in a relegation scrap. Well, this is awkward. Marcelo Bielsa is a good coach, but with guys like Liam Cooper, Luke Ayling, and Calvin Phillips, this will certainly constitute a mid-table finish. Thankfully, I don't put my body on the line with these predictions, and I don't have to get a tattoo of Patrick Bamford playing the violin. But Leeds were actually very exciting this year, and after a close loss to Liverpool on opening day, I knew they'd be just fine. Patrick Bamford nearly won the Golden Boot, Stuart Dallas had a breakout year, and Leeds pulled it off and finished 9th. 12th Southampton. Usually if a team loses 9-0 at home and winding up second bottom of the table, the manager would most certainly get the sack. But Ralph Hasenhüttl has completely turned this team around, but I'm still not convinced of top half, so I'll go with 12th. You know what's even more unusual than losing 9-0 at home? Losing 9-0 again, and this time they didn't recover from it. It's hard to believe this team sat atop the league table in November, because if it weren't for that, they probably would have gone down. But I said 12th, you came 15th. Saints, you let me down. 11th, Sheffield United. I don't think Sheffield will suffer from second season syndrome, but I think they'll take a minor step backwards, and a minor step backwards never really hurt anyone. Oh no, this was most definitely not a second season syndrome. This was a second season death. What the fuck happened? It took the Blades until 2021 to get their first win of the goddamn season. And then you completely shoot yourself in the foot by letting Chris Wilder, the man that got you here and kept you here, walk out the door. I will say, under Wilder, they were really unlucky, but once he left, they utterly imploded. 11th in the league. Was I on crack? Guys, I was 9 spots off on this one. This is one of the worst predictions I've ever made. Well, still better than fucking Derby. 10th, Everton. Everton are a huge club with stacks of cash, and they continue to underperform. They did land James Rodriguez, who's played alongside Ronaldo and Lewandowski in his career, and he'll be a huge help for a club with a world-class coach who quite frankly needs better players. Wow, I actually got this one right. Look, when Everton went unbeaten in their first 6 games, I kind of thought I messed up, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin cooled off in the second half of the season, and Everton flopped all the way down to 10th. This was one of the predictions I had zero hope in, and we still got it right. 9th, Burnley. Nick Pope is a world-class keeper, James Tarkowski is a solid defender, and it'll probably be another season of stale but extremely aggressive football for Burnley. My lord, what has happened to Burnley? Turf Moor is supposed to be this fortress when coming in and taking all 3 points is less likely than winning the lottery. I thought Burnley would spend the season knocking on the door of Europe. They instead spent the season knocking on the door of the bastard championship. This was just a bad prediction. Like all of them. 8th, Leicester. This will be a massive step backwards for Leicester City. Nope, another prediction that I've completely spunked up a tree. There is a chance we'll see Brendan Rodgers get sacked by Christmas because this club is slowly going in the wrong direction. The wrong direction. The wrong direction. Was I okay last summer? Because I'm showing the brain power of a fucking slug. I thought Leicester would completely whiff on Europe this year, a competition that they don't really take seriously anyway. Yes, they bottled the Champions League and finished 5th for the second year in a row, but I said 8th. This season was not a flop, and Brendan Rodgers does not need to be sacked. 7th, Wolves. With a third consecutive 7th place finish, Wolves would hit the jackpot. The Europa League will take its toll on them, you've lost your right back, and you could lose Raul Jimenez at any time. Well, I'm a fucking idiot, because Wolves didn't even play in the Europa League this year. You did replace Matt Doherty with Nelson Semedo, but remember, this guy looked like a wet sock against Bayern in that 8-2 thrashing. And unfortunately, you did lose Raul Jimenez to that awful head injury against Arsenal. Had everyone been at full strength, you could have done it. But you were shorthanded, you struggled, finished 13th, Nuno walked, massive step backwards. 6th, Arsenal. It's going to take time for this Arsenal squad to come together and win consistently. But weekly 6-hour trips to Kazakhstan and Estonia will wear these players out, and that will affect them during the season. Okay, to be honest, I wanted to put Arsenal lower. I chose optimism, tried to play it safe, and it failed. To be fair, Arsenal did well in the Europa League, but let's not forget at Christmas they sat 15th in the league, and every player had clauses added to their contracts in case they got relegated. Are we serious, folks? This is Arsenal Football Club. Relegation should be the farthest thing from anyone's minds. And considering they were a part of this European Super League, that's just sad. But a second consecutive 8th place finish for the Gunners is honestly about what I expected, and just another one wrong. 5th, Tottenham. Yes, I know they didn't perform up to expectations last season, but Jose Mourinho is one of the best managers in the world. Harry Kane will contest for the Golden Boot, and Heung-min Son is a solid attacker. Last season was just an off year, but they won't qualify for the Champions League. Okay, thank God I didn't say anything stupid about Tottenham. Jose is a great manager, but he simply just did not fit at this club whatsoever. Harry Kane won the Golden Boot, him and Son are one of the deadliest duos in the world this season, and they didn't qualify for the Champions League. They even missed out on the Europa League, and they'll be playing in this new Europa Conference League with a bunch of farmers, and they still won't win a trophy. But I said 5th, you came 7th, so yeah, another one wrong. 4th, Man United. A lot of people were wrong about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Permanently signing Dean Henderson was a good move, and Bruno Fernandes is rapidly becoming one of the best midfielders in the world. But without Sancho, a tiny step backwards for the club. Look, Man United just finished 2nd, and it was genuinely because of Bruno Fernandes. Not to mention other key pieces like Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Some signings didn't work out, some players went cold late in the season, and they were just a piece or two away from winning the title, but a good season nonetheless. 3rd, Man City. Yep, I went there. Nope, shouldn't have gone there. Signing average players from relegated and struggling clubs, losing your wide open chance at signing the world's greatest footballer, and losing in the Champions League quarterfinal to a bunch of French farmers from Lyon. Look, after the first couple months, I looked like a genius. Man City lost 5-2 at home to Leicester and were struggling to find wins. But then Ilkay Gundogan turns into prime Iniesta, Ruben Diaz comes in and was an absolute brick wall, and Man City nearly won 30 games in a row. They obviously didn't finish third, and they won the league with ease. Second, Chelsea. This is what happens when you cancel Roman Abramovich's credit card for 2 years, and I'm not fucking surprised. This offseason, they've signed Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech. Do I need to keep going? No, please stop. It's okay. Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell were good signings, but the two German boys, man, they fell short. Inconsistently plagued this team, and Frank Lampard was sacked in January. But Thomas Tuchel came in and got this team from 9th and brought them all the way up to 4th. I should have known Frank Lampard didn't have the capability to lead this team into 2nd, but you know what? That's on me. So, another wrong prediction, and we already know I got the title race wrong. Let's just see it. First, Liverpool. We don't even need to see what I said in that video because it just has no relevance. This has been probably the weirdest, most peculiar season for Liverpool, and they faced all sorts of bad luck throughout the way. Losing all 3 of our first choice center backs in the first couple of months, then losing other key players like Jordan Henderson, Thiago, Diogo Jota, Ozan Kabak, even Trent missed some time. The Reds went from winning 67 consecutive league games at home to losing 5 on the bounce, and 3 of those losses came to teams in the bottom 5 in the league. With just a month left in the season, Liverpool were 8th in the league and had obviously no hopes of winning the title, but the goal was top 4 and they fucking did it. Big wins against Southampton and Man United, and then the improbable happened at the Hawthorns. Alisson Becker, the goalkeeper, scoring a 95th minute header to give Liverpool the win. Then Liverpool finished off the season with wins against Burnley and Crystal Palace, and not only securing Champions League, they finished 3rd in the league. I honestly don't even care that I got this one wrong. Nat Phillips, Reece Williams, take a bow, you utter legends. Alright, so I wound up getting 2 predictions right out of 20, which sucks, but it's honestly better than I thought I was going to do. I will obviously be doing this next season, but maybe I'll do it with the guys and we'll have a competition to see who gets the most right. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys later.
Growing up, parents got me a guitar. Said you could do anything, kid, you could go far. You could be the president, fireman, race cars. The sky's the limit, kid, so shoot for the stars. So I strummed that guitar every day. Found the passion for music never went away. I joined a couple bands and played a few shows. Tried to impress the girl in the front row.